from the banks of Lake Monona. It's time for AU Pro Volleyball Championship here in the Badger State. The final day of a high-energy Week 3 is upon us in Madison, Wisconsin. Molly McCage is one of the league's longest tenured players, but she's in the captain's chair for the first time and eyeing her first ever win tonight. Meanwhile, Natalia Valentin-Anderson is captaining her 21st match, but with just one win in her last 5, she's hoping for a big finale to keep her captain's jersey. And this is AU Pro Volleyball Championship from Veterans Memorial Coliseum at the Alliant Energy Center. It's the first of 2 matches in our Sunday doubleheader, 2 league mainstays squaring off. It's time for Valentin-Anderson and Team McCage. We take a look at the leaderboard, a unique format in this league. Individual points on the line throughout these matches. Right now, Jordan Thompson with an unprecedented lead. 2 wins for Orange this week have Cooper, Drews, and Hentz in great spots. And Blue Stars are hoping for a big Sunday finale. And with that, we say welcome to Madison. Noah Ferrari alongside the Olympian Key Michaels. And for Blue and Purple, it's been a challenge this week, Key, but you've got an opportunity to right the ship. If you're these 2 captains, who are you looking to step up alongside you?
Well, I think the problem is neither of these 2 teams' pins were doing their jobs, and so the middles have been stepping up in a big way. I think it's going to be another middles matchup from the gods. Of course, I'm a little bit biased on that, but I'm looking out particularly for Serena Gray. She went off like a firecracker last night. She was the hot hand for Nati. She was just hitting some insane angles, and with that rinse and repeat strategy of just running a short ball in front, the gold side could not find a response, so she ended up with a whopping 15 points. She's hitting over 800 there last night. I will bet she won't be one-on-one again tonight. I think the equation here is pretty black and white, set Gray. And on the other side, Tori Dixon, she's been hitting her stride this week, solidifying herself as one of Molly's first draft picks, and she just brings decades of experience at the highest level with Team USA. So she holds the record for most block touches in a season here at AU, and she was a big part of that defensive effort on the purple side last night. She ends up as the second top scorer, and she's contributing 4 decisive and timely blocks for her side, which means she's going to have a tall ask ahead of her tonight to slow down the pins on the other side, but she has to be a presence here for purple.
Now, Gray and Dixon, both first-time MVP winners this season. Last evening, Gray had a season-best 230 leaderboard points, and Dixon taking home MVP 3 honors, netting her an extra 20 points on the leaderboard. Well, we are set for action here in Wisconsin. It's Team Valentin-Anderson taking on Team McCage in the penultimate match of Week 3. Bug looking for Bell on the outside, in at the setter position today. And dumped over there by Betty De La Cruz Mejia, former champion in this league. Offensively, it's been a struggle at times this year for her, Key, but that's a great start to the evening.
Yeah, and she knows Nati so well. They've played together for the last 4 years, so even if it's not perfect, she'll just find a way to score like that.
Bug turning it over. Looking for Natalia, kept up. Swing out of the pipe there for Winters. NBA looking to find Gray, who had the big performance yesterday. Back to Betty, and unable to keep that one off the floor. Blue passing it well early on.
And I think that it's important to note that, yeah, Nati did go looking for Gray immediately, and they didn't have exactly the connection that we saw last week, or last night, I should say, but the purple side know that ball's gonna go to her. She's got much more of a block in front of her.
Bug will track it down, looking outside for Kat Bell. He bounces it. First point for Team McCage, and at times this week, scoring has been a little bit of a challenge, and you kind of expected that due to the draft order coming into this week. It was certainly more challenging for Team McCage.
Yeah, it's tough as a middle to try and build a squad around yourself. She took Natalia first, who's serving now, but now she's got Gray in the front as well. It's Alexa Gray, who didn't start yesterday.
And Abercrombie with her hands all over that swing.
Abercrombie's such a good blocker, and she's got the height, right? So she only has to get in front of Gray, make sure there's nowhere to go, and that ball dying a little off the net for her.
So that sends Betty De La Cruz Mejia back behind the service line. The all-time greats in AU Pro Volleyball. Pass up here for Bug, looking for Bell. He's asking for hands, none given. Each team does have 2 challenges that they can use per set, but does not appear this early in the match a time to break out the challenge. Tight to the net, Dixon didn't get her best swing off. Here's Abercrombie, last year's champion, with her first kill of the evening.
And she's been so good for the blue side. She had 2 solid performances, 18 points on Thursday and then 16 points last night. She's really been coming back into the kind of style of play we used to see last year with those huge numbers.
Close to 6 kills per set here in week 3. She's been much like herself from a season ago. Firm serve there for Betty. Up wide, Gray off the block.
And I think that's why Molly's brought Gray back in. She wasn't 100%. She had a bit of an ankle injury earlier in the season, so she was just playing her in the backcourt yesterday and the day before, but she needs someone who can come in and score, and Gray in the Canadian national team is exactly that player.
7 kills yesterday for Alexa Gray. Looking outside, Bell just long.
I'm keeping my eye on the bench as well. I know that Molly wants to keep Bell in, wants to use her, especially for her defense. She's been having a really good blocking season, but she does have Temi Thomas-Alara waiting in the wings if need be to make that change.
Serena Gray taking home MVP 1 honors yesterday, an extra 60 points on the leaderboard, but a mistake there on the serve, costing her 8 points. NBA looking outside for Winters. With a swing coming in transition, they take advantage. Alexa Gray off to a great start.
This is going to be crucial for the purple side. Alexa Gray just bringing that little bit extra firepower, even out of system. It's a bump set from the setter. Look at the angle she has underneath Thader there.
Pass, Winters gets it back high off the block. NBA running it to the middle, and an easy swing there for Emily Thader, who's really come on nicely here in week 3 after playing just a singular set in week number 2.
Yeah, she was one of the players we watched last season get better and better, and she continues to be drafted high, even in the weeks that she's only been available for 2 matches.
They keep beating Gray, and she keeps taking advantage. This is the point scoring that at times, the first 2 matches this week, Team McCage has been lacking.
Yeah, you have to score, and you have to have pins that can score, more importantly. I love to talk about a middle that gets it done, but the reason these middles are having great nights is because they're having to step up. Now, if you've got someone like Gray that can handle that offensive load, you're in a much better position.
Here's Winters off the Valentin-Anderson set, finds hands.
And Winters is pretty much the exact same thing that you saw on the blue side. They needed someone with a bit more firepower in the front. Parsons is a phenomenal defender. She's coming in to serve now, but they're kind of playing that yin and yang role, one in front court, one in back court.
Speaking of Parsons, 7th outside hitter off the board in the draft that took place on Monday. They redraft these teams each week. Pass from Abercrombie. Here's Thader on the slide. Swing out of the bit coming for Gray. She's looked great here early on.
Yeah, Gray. Find her wherever she is. That seems to be the strategy right now for purple. Front court, back court, outside, inside, doesn't matter.
Blue out of system, they go to Abercrombie. Cage underneath it. Ujima looking for Betty. The tight angle. And the kill for Blue.
And Betty hasn't been having the same numbers that we're used to seeing in the last couple of years, but I spoke to her before the game and she said, I don't care. I'm playing my game. I know that I can play well, and she didn't seem phased or that she had even looked at the stats.
Fifth year for her here at AU Pro Volleyball Championship. 65 matches now as Bugga tried to attack on two. Back outside, Natalia. She was the #1 pick in the draft this past week, and you can see why.
Yeah, Natalia brings so much heat. She was a Brazilian national team player, an Olympian for a long time. Still trying to find her footing in this league, but absolutely one of the veterans.
Abercrombie off hands again. Starting to find her form, becoming just the 10th player in league history with over 300 career kills on Thursday night in that 18-kill, 12-dig performance that netted her MVP 2 honors, an extra 40 points on the leaderboard. Valentin-Anderson's second attempt behind the service line. Natalia. Purple really starting to find some offense to get back within 2.
And it's the sharp angles that are working so well, going underneath the hands of the blockers, not able to put that inside arm away.
Betty gets it back a little tight to the net. Natalia kept it alive. A free ball from Gray. NBA to Serena Gray. And that one will not go back over. 4 contacts called.
The other thing about Natalia, these are the plays that she's making that other players are not. She read that so well on Betty, makes the move, keeps it in play, gets another opportunity for the purple side. It's not always about scoring those points.
Parsons from the back row. Tight to the net. Gray feasting on the overpass.
Oh, we love an overpass as a middle.
Favorite play is a middle, right?
100%, because you see it coming and you start sort of drooling, frothing at the mouth at how exciting it is, because you don't get set that often, so it's almost like a freebie.
Now, you don't love it when you're matching up against the setter on the other side, right? I've been told.
They can joust. They can joust if they're front court and it gets a little more difficult, but that's when you have to recognize whether you can hit or push.
Here's Kojima looking outside for Abercrombie.
I've been liking Abercrombie's performance in the last couple of games. She starts really strong, and this is my only question mark, and we'll follow it as the match progresses. It gets a little less effective in the third set, or has done in the last 2 games.
Another bullet from Betty. Outside for Bell, too wide. Was asking for hands. None called. Kat Bell playing her college ball at the University of Texas, currently ranked 2nd overall in the nation in 2025. De La Cruz Mejia once again, and she's peppering that purple back line, but Gray taking advantage. 5 kills now for Gray on 6 swings. That's some great efficiency, Key.
Yeah, and this is why they needed her. And I saw Betty a little frustrated there, because that's the last thing Blue wants, is to get Betty off the line. She could get some more points there from that position.
There's Abercrombie once again, return to sender. He clears out Winters off the block. The big lefty, Abercrombie, right into the hands of AU Pro Volleyball's all-time block leader, Molly McCage, was waiting for it.
Little smirk on her face as well. Those ones feel so good. And for Abercrombie, the ones that die a little bit inside, because she's lefty, those become a little harder.
Winters off the block. Purple with a chance coming. Natalia finds the line.
She's got such a good wrist away shot. In fact, every angle, but I spoke to Kayla Benworth, the coach of the Blue side, yesterday, and she said that's where the blockers have to pay attention.
And an ace here for Tori Dixon, plus 12. We will play 3 sets here today, each of these athletes earning individual points throughout the match. Short serve this time, Kojima covers it up. Here's Winters. And she's looking nice. It was a late entry into the starting lineup here today. Initially, it was supposed to be Parsons. Winters steps in. We've already seen Parsons, though.
Yeah, and they're just playing that sort of front court, back court role, so the rotation the lineup must just be that that's where they wanted to start with her in front. But I like what she's done as Gray misses that serve. I like bringing in Winters to kind of make a little bit more of an offensive play, because Sarah Parsons, as good as she is in the backcourt, not producing the numbers that the blue side needs. So absolutely bring someone in, give them another shot.
We've talked about the positive points you can earn. A missed serve right there, -8. As Gray heads to the bench. Winters again off the block. And Team Valentin-Anderson will have a 15-14 lead here at the first timeout in set number 1. When we come back, we'll spend some time off the court with one Key Michael.
Welcome to Off Court with Key. I've got a special guest. As per usual, we're going to grab Micah Hancock and we're going to pull her off the court and we're going to talk all things non-volleyball. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, you told me if you were to start a podcast, you'd call it Mic Drop. What would it be about?
Oh my God, music, probably volleyball, of course. Like, I know it's off the court talk, but like, it's a big part of my life. Probably animals, you know, women's rights, stuff like that.
Speaking of animals, your cat, Klaus, how many nicknames does he have? Good catch, good hands.
Oh my God, are you kidding? I barely call him by his name. It's like Mr. K, Kitty, I'm like bear, sugar, like literally whatever comes to mind. Anything cozy, cute, it's him.
Cozy cute, I love it.
Bean, my favorite one.
All right, we got to meet Bean soon. But you told me if you were to be any character from a cartoon, you would be Caterpillar from Bug's Life. Why do you relate to that?
I just think at the time, like, it was morning in the media, and I was like, I'm a beautiful butterfly. Like, that's just how I felt. So I was like, I'm gonna roll with it.
Yes, coming into your own always.
Yeah, of course.
You're also a heavy metal girly. What's your favorite Metallica song?
Seek and Destroy. Yeah.
Can you sing
Search it. Seek and destroy. And he does like this crazy laugh. It's like, no, I'm not gonna replicate it, but it's gnarly.
I love it.
People who already know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
You also did a little bit of drums as a kid. Were you any good?
I mean, my parents, I think, got fed up before I could get any good, but like, I still like to tap around, like make some beats. Yeah, it's fun.
And finally, I know you do a heck of an Australian accent. Can you say, let's play some volleyball?
Let's play some volleyball tonight. Go purple.
What do you think, guys? Thanks, Micah.
Thank you.
Well, and let's play some volleyball here. Micah Hancock getting set to potentially check into this match. Has not been in yet. Is Brittany Abercrombie back to serve. Valentin-Anderson leading 15-14. Here's NBA on the rare attack. TTA tracking it down. Valentin-Anderson looking out for Winters. Has been one of her favorite targets early. There's that joust we were talking about. Blue still with it. Bug found McCage. There's Winters once again. Good pass from Pinoy. Out wide, Gray has had a great start, couldn't terminate that time. Winters just keeps swinging. And now the free ball as everyone resets. NBA trying to attack on two. Pinoy thrown it to the back row. Ton of action here. Gray couldn't end it. Libero's dueling, the overpass, McCage got her hand on it. What a net call against Blue and an anticlimactic ending to that extended rally that got their fans on their feet.
But look at the defense that's happening in this rally. And we talked about these two teams in particular being so strong in the backcourt, in their defensive play. Those long rallies, they'll get you winded if you're a middle blocker. A lot of movement going on from Molly McCage at the net.
I was tired and I was just sitting over here
I
the whole time.
me too.
Guess I should have ran extra on the treadmill this morning. Here's Gray to serve. Kojima, such a great passer, but this time telegraphed it a little bit. If you're that block on the opposite side, you know on that down ball set, you can kind of set up yourself against Winters on the outside.
That's exactly right, and that's what Molly does here. You can see her movement and her feet as she has plenty of time to get out there and get in position. That's what makes this such a dangerous play.
NBA attempts the two again, and the patented fist bump. Talked about the experience of Betty De La Cruz, Mejia, and Molly McCage. NBA, third most matches played in AU Pro Volleyball history. She has seen it all.
super competitive too. Does not like to lose. And you can see it on her face, the excitement, but also the enthusiasm for Natalia Valentin-Anderson playing volleyball.
Key, I think it's so interesting because when we talk about college volleyball, you talk about the high major teams a lot, but you look at NBA, she goes to FIU. You look at Jordan Thompson, who we're going to see in our next match tonight. She plays at Cincinnati. You can have success from anywhere.
Yeah, 100%, and I think that's why the players, when you're young, when you're 18 years old, you're not necessarily as mature and developed as you're going to be when you become the player that you're meant to be. So maybe those opportunities were not there for those players, but if you prove yourself in college, the sky is the limit for where you can go as a player.
Emily Thader back to serve. Short serve. Well, got to it. Here's Dixon off the block and has the kill. We've got a bug and a caterpillar, the two setters for Team McCage. This time it's bug on the floor.
Oh no, and Micah she was so upset with me for bringing that back up. She said, yeah, it was just media day. I was tired. I don't know what I was saying. But you're exactly right. Bug and a caterpillar. Both butterflies in their own right.
Well, the bug eventually maybe turns into the butterfly, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Tied at 18 here in set number 1, and unlike in other volleyball, the aggregate score matters overall, so important to keep these sets close, even if you're not able to win the set. As Valentin-Anderson serves strong.
Up next to serve number 12, Natalia Zilio-Pereira.
Seesaw battle here early on. Both of these teams 0-2 this week here in week 3 in Madison. Natalia. And Betty does what Betty does. Big kill off the block.
Yeah, that's what Betty loves to do. And last night she was pretty quiet. She had only 5 points, but already she's proving herself back in her top form. Tonight she's back up to 4, and she loves to just swing away at the block like that. That does not faze her if there's a big block in front of her.
Great platform there. Gray is going to get it back. Kojima, look at the pancake. Put some syrup on that. And now the block from Dixon. We talk a lot about the offense in this league, but there's been some incredible defense this week.
Yeah, and I love to see it at the net as well. There's a super pickup from Kojima, but then Dixon knows which direction to go, and she knows the go-to, the hot hand, is Abercrombie.
Dixon almost had an ace. Here's Winters. Return to sender as Team Blue ties it at 20 apiece here in set 1.
Winters is making a case for herself to be a top pick in the next round of drafts for the final weekend, the way she's been performing.
Those athletes moving up and down the leaderboard as we speak. The unique elements of this format is TTA pushes that one out. Timeless Ayala, season high 11 digs in the match yesterday. Need her to be more of an offensive threat today. Serena Gray. Right back to the other Gray. Diving play made by Pinoy to keep the rally alive. Abercrombie off the block and up onto the stanchion. NBA gave it a look. She's all smiles.
Man, Nati is such a good defender. I mean, the blue side does not get that point, but that ball could have been down in any other world. And Nati gets it up.
Great pass from Kojima. Out for Winters. Natalia. Some miscommunication, but Winters a chance to pay it off, and she will. Miscommunication on both sides as Team Valentin-Anderson building the lead. What's going to be the separator between these two teams over these last couple of points?
Well, I feel like it's the offense, because both of them are stepping it up in defense. We know they're going to both block and in the backcourt, but it's who's putting the ball away at the most important time. Right now, it's a battle between Gray on the purple side and Winters on the blue side, and when Winters is not in, it's Betty. They both have 5 points each, but Gray has been carrying the offensive load, and if Molly's side can keep finding her, then they'll keep having success.
6 kills for Alexa Gray, who's been a member of Team Canada since the mid-2000s. Free ball from Bug. Out for Winters. Bug attacks on 2. They will call it against Bug. Did she step under the net?
I think they called a net touch on her. She doesn't seem to be arguing it, so there must have been something.
The net did shake a bit.
Did it?
And it was a net fault there on Maddie Bug. Sarah Parsons back in to serve. There's Natalia. Betty keeps it alive. Big swing coming from Abercrombie. Oh, here's McCage. Abercrombie covering up the slide well. Betty with a go. Natalia hard off the block. And Team McCage is tied it at 23. You have to win by 2.
It's Natalia on Natalia violence as the Brazilian takes on the Puerto Rican. I mean, the height difference there alone should give the advantage to Zilio-Pereira.
We've got 2 Natalias. We've got a couple of Grays.
I know. Gotta really stay focused to know what's going on.
Valentin-Anderson out for Betty. De La Cruz Mejia just wide.
And there's now a Maddie Haynes in with Maddie Bug. Just so many names to keep an eye on.
Team Valentin-Anderson.
Well, Team McCage will have a set point coming out of this timeout, but we'll pause as we go into the game with Tori Dixon.
No. Do you have any secrets to share?
Tori and I are going to take over today.
Okay, that's not a secret. That's obvious.
That's obvious.
Yes! Mole! That had some funk. Oh, real nice. Nice.
Let's go, dog.
Yes! Hey, hey! Maddie Boog. Semi-time. Yes, yes. Big Mike.
The middles have all the personality. Prove me wrong. Tori Dixon having a lot of fun there with Molly McCage. I also want to point out the eyeshadow that the purple side are wearing. They're all got purple eyeshadow on in honor of the jerseys. Looking good, I'd say.
Yeah, that's why I've got you to notice those things, right? That was not what stood out to me during that segment.
Because Mike had mentioned it to me when we did our off the court.
There's Valentin-Anderson. Abercrombie trying to keep things alive. McCage needing just 1 to seal the set. Natalia threw it over. Big swing, the block. Standing firm. And Team McCage will take the opening set. That's plus 40 for each player for the set victory. Team McCage having to battle throughout that set. They take it 25-23. 1 set behind us here in Madison. Back and forth battle. Team McCage takes it by 2 in the opener. Yesterday was Athlete Causes Day at AU. Each of these athletes playing for a cause of their choosing. And Key, I gotta say, there was also some high-level volleyball play here in Madison on day 2 of this 3rd week.
Yeah, it's been getting better and better as we've been going, but I love that every athlete gets to play for something that's special to them. It's really unique to Athletes Unlimited, and every athlete has mentioned that's one of the reasons they come here.
Well, Team McCage taking that opening set, they relied heavily on their top draft pick from week 3. Natalia Zilio-Pereira went off in that first set.
Yeah, 5 points and she's hit 500. So this was something we asked of the purple side. We need more offensive power coming from those pins in particular. And she just does such a good job of moving around to wherever the ball is. That was a great example there, coming inside, but also in the defense. She's such a well-rounded player. Bug is looking for her from the front, back court. She's getting involved in the defense. I mean, she's literally had a little bit of everything here today. And And she told me before the match she was feeling better after getting better and better in the last game. The third set she started to feel comfortable, and she's now starting to really play the way that she knows she can.
And with her and Gray firing on all cylinders at the pin position right now, that changes the complexion of this Team McCage roster, Key.
Yeah, 100%, and that's really what I love to talk about all the time, is having some balance. If you have one player you're relying on to score, it becomes very difficult. The blockers can key in on that. But now with Natalia, now with Gray also delivering a little bit, I feel like both those players can be a little bit riskier in their attack. They can be a little bit more aggressive, and that's exactly what Natalia is doing.
You made a living at your career in Miami taking advantage of teams that became one-dimensional on offense, right?
I mean, that's the goal if you're a blocker. You just camp out on someone who's the hot hand. So ideally, each team will have a few pieces to deal with, and then you've got to focus on, do I go left, do I go right, do I focus down the middle? I mean, that's what Molly McCage has been thinking about. But this purple side have been doing a great job of shutting down what blue is sending at them, because they've already got 6 blocks on the board, and she's a big part of it.
Captain McCage off the floor at the moment as we begin this second set. We will play 3 sets to 25, have to win by 2. Overall match determined by the aggregate. Bug will keep it alive. Oh, great pass here from Pinoy. Natalia couldn't take advantage. Dixon pops it up. There's Natalia this time. Second time's the charm.
Yeah, she was talking to me as well about what she's asking from her centers. I said, what do you need that you're not getting? She said, really, I don't like it to be that close to the net. I like a little bit more space so I can see what I'm working with on the other side. And I think the setters have improved that for today.
And Betty De La Cruz Mejia finding the corner as Molly McCage joins us in the chair chat. Molly, how big was it for your team to take that first set?
Honestly, just like a huge relief, because I think this team has a lot of chemistry and there's a lot of good things that happen, but we just haven't been able to like find that little win. We did last night a little bit, but then, I don't know, it's huge for us for team morale.
Tell me about the balance that you're seeing on your side a little bit better than yesterday. Do you think that's a big difference in why you took the set?
Yeah, Alexa Gray is just like a glue for us. I think her passing numbers are really great, and she just hangs and swings really well, so I think it's really difficult to block. So having her on my team is a huge plus.
How big has it been to have Tori Dixon at the front row with you in this match?
I just love this middle blocker pair. I'm always like, Tori, we have to be on the same team. So, of course, if I'm captain, I'm picking her. Her blocking this entire weekend has been stellar. Her hitting percentages are great. She's super calm and confident. Like, she's just a great player to play with.
And what about blocking against Serena Gray, who just popped off there on cue? We knew that she was going to go off today. What was your strategy against her to make her slow down a little bit?
Serena is a great player and super physical. So in a couple of rotations, we're actually planning on getting in front of her. On perfect pass situations, we need to get in front of her because she's a lethal weapon. But if she does pop off, we say, whatever, we move on.
Well, Molly, thank you. Good luck getting your first win in the captain's chair tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Team Valentin-Anderson with a 3-1 lead here early on in this second set. Tied though on the aggregate, 26 apiece. Natalia back behind the service line. There's Abercrombie up and down opening set. Goes off speed that time and finds an opening on the Terraflex.
This was one of her go-tos last season. She loves those off-speed shots. Sometimes it was inside the block. That time it's right behind. It looked like it was just a miscommunication between TTA and Panoy, but can get that up. You need to talk a little earlier.
Having as many tools in the tool chest, so important in a league as highly talented as this. As Betty De La Cruz Mejia just plants a service ace. Plus 12 for her as she starts to climb the leaderboard.
Betty, so lethal when she gets that top spin going, puts a bit of pace on it, makes it move in the air. You can see beautifully from that angle on the end of the court where it turns around.
Here's Gray high off the block. NBA looking outside, good swing from Winters. Temi Thomas Ilara. And she finds the kill off the block. 5-3 here in the second set, though. The overall match score tied at 28 apiece. We're going to keep that score as close as possible. We will play all 3 sets in this unique format. Here's Abercrombie. And Dixon, look at her with the set. Valentin-Anderson looking for Winters. Natalia slides underneath it. There's Alexa Gray. And just wide there on the tight angle. We saw her have success with that early on, but just a miss right there.
Yeah, and now the blue side have started to figure out that she's going to be one of their go-to attackers. They're putting more pressure on her in their block, and that's kind of making that real estate in the cross-court angle a little bit smaller every time, and then that's when you get those errors.
So from Serena Gray. Here's TTA. A couple of early kills in this second set.
And there's the game within the game. So TTA had just one blocker up against her. The reason for that is because the attackers on the other side have established. Watch Thader. She goes with McCage. She's just betting that that ball's not going to TTA.
Firm serve that time. Thader got the touch. Like Natalia's hands might have caught that volleyball on the way by.
Thader's been quiet. I'm surprised we haven't seen more attacks to her. She's got a bit of redness on her arm. Maybe she's been doing some therapy before, but only 2 kills, only 3 attempts, which is low for her.
And a whistle there, giving the point there to purple. Emily Thader couldn't believe it. Like some confusion there on blue. We have seen Natalia Valentin-Anderson go to the challenge a bunch through the first 2 matches and hasn't been successful as often as she would like, so chooses not to that time. Here's Winters off the block. It'll be a kill. And a little dance and celebration at that. Really having a coming out party here in this 3rd match of week 3.
Yeah, those off-speed shots are working beautifully for the blue side. They're capitalizing on the fact that 2 players are coming in for that short ball. There's been a couple of miscommunications already there.
6 kills on the match for Winters. Long run for Bug. There's Natalia off the block. What's the adjustment there? Thader is the middle blocker on that swing.
It's really tough because she has Nati, who in her own right is a great blocker, but look at the height difference. So when they go up together, you're just naturally going to have a little bit of a gap in the block. So the only adjustment is that you can really press as hard as you can, try and take away your angles, and just allow the attacker to go in the other direction.
It feels a little bit like a solo block there with the 5-6 setter next to you. It feels
100%, yeah. And the purple side know that, right? They're sending a lot of ball out that direction to capitalize on that mismatch.
Service error for McCage. -8 there. Here's Natalia again. That time Abercrombie working underneath it. She'll get it back. Tight angle and bounced it on the line. That was a thing of beauty.
She's so good at that cross-court rip. Again, lefty, she's got the ball a little bit sharper inside than the block, and you can see when she does that wrist-away finish. Her shoulders are facing one way, but her wrist and her arm finish the other way, and the blockers, they can't reach that.
It's so hard because she has the power to go right down the line as well.
She does.
Like a catch-22. Natalia, another big swinger. Racking up kills, and Team McCage trying to claw back in. Trailing by 3 in the set, but after that 25-23 win in the opening set, down by just 1 in the match score. Keep an eye on that on the bottom of your television screen as Tori Dixon brings the lumber.
Dixon last night, she had 10 points and 4 of them were from the block. So she's just been getting better and better. We talk a lot about how she's one of the best in the game at reading where that ball's going, getting there early. She's not doing too much. She's just letting her experience dictate where she goes.
Valentin-Anderson with a great find, trying to get Serena Gray going. Had a season-high 13 kills yesterday. 3 kills to show for early in this match for 15 in blue. Bug looking for TTA. Look at that angle. There was nothing even Kojima, who was Libero of the Year and loved volleyball last year, that could do with that one.
GTA using all her height and athleticism here. And again, it's all about cutting the ball away from where the block is. And she goes so sharp that the defenders can't get there quick enough.
Tight to the net. Comes over. Pinoy setting up Gray. And Abercrombie all over it.
I could tell from where that ball landed, just a little inside. Pinoy wanted to give her enough height, but unfortunately the ball dies in such a place that the blockers have the advantage there. Gray trying to turn back the line, but Abercrombie's the taller blocker.
And that sends Betty back behind the service line. All-time leader in win points. Tammy Thomas-Ayalara. Bug going right back to her. This time delivers the kill.
Serving next, number 6.
Ayalara, you saw the difference there between that first set was a little higher, and then Bug gave her the speed on the second one. That's how she beats the block.
Deep serve from Dixon. This is Abercrombie with the kill.
So keep an eye on the range from Abercrombie as well. I think the top players in the world are so good at this. You saw her a split second ago hit that sharp, sharp angle. Now she's going down the line and deep. So she's playing a game of sort of cat and mouse with the blockers.
She had an incredible year last year, winning here at Athletes Unlimited. Also took home MVP honors in the Pro Volleyball Federation. Now Major League Volleyball. There's NBA out for Winters. And just kind of swiped it off the block.
Yeah, she does kind of go up at it with a paw. But, you know, she's one of those players that's, if she doesn't have that hard-driven ball, I think she's smart enough to look to go deep down the line with that off-speed shot. It goes just off the fingertips and works with just enough speed to beat Natalia.
Tammy Thomas-Ayalara heating up here in set number 2.
Natalia just takes all the energy out of this first contact. Have a look. Bug doesn't have to make more than a split-second move, and that's why she's able to add some speed for Tammy Thomas-Ayalara.
Here's Thader. And Team Valentin-Anderson first to 15 here in this second set. A 2-point edge in the match score, and when we come back, we will get to know one Natalia Valentin-Anderson.
I think I'm just looking to reach my full potential in any way. Nata's one of those players that can keep things going.
Nati gets after it.
She's sprawling out every single time there's a ball anywhere in her vicinity.
There's a block with it. 5-6 playing 6-5.
Get it, Nati! Let them know!
My style of playing, it's, as a setter, it's fast. I'm very energetic. I'm competitive to the point where I'm like, okay, what is it that I need to do right now? I do anything. I'm always smiling, joyful, having fun, because at the end of the day, it's just a game. And I try to bring that every time I step on the court.
Natalia Valentin-Anderson, one of the most aggressive and competitive players in this league. At just 5'6", she's small but mighty, and here's where she's getting all her points from. Win points, stat points, MVP points. That's where it all breaks down. But for me, it's her defensive mentality that keeps her in that captain's chair. You're going to see a lot of digs out of her. Of course, she's getting the assist because she's putting that ball up there for her attackers. But look for her for a couple of blocks as well. She's good for a joust or two. And her serving last season was phenomenal. So absolutely one of the players that has stood the test of time here at Athletes Unlimited.
She is very quickly approaching 2,000 career assists. She would be the first player in AU Pro Volleyball history to reach that plateau. Something to keep an eye on in that 4th week of this season. Right now we're keeping an eye on the match score where Team Valentin-Anderson clinging to a 2-point edge. Bug couldn't keep that one off the floor. Alongside the Olympian Key Michael, I'm Noah Frary. We're in Madison, Wisconsin. It's week 3 of AU Pro Volleyball, and yeah, I gotta say the first 3 weeks have lived up to this billing.
Well, it's the best players in not only the USA, but some of them from the world. You're expecting high-level volleyball, and every single time it's delivered. There's a little bit of a learning curve between some of the players that are playing together for the first time, but when you look at the athleticism in the players, it's high-flying, it's fast, the defense is phenomenal. I mean, there's so much good to look at here in the volleyball.
See a bunch of the top hitters in this league in that second match of our doubleheader a little bit later on this evening. As Molly McCage couldn't finish that one. Nice play. Kojima. A chance here for Gray, and it's long. Purple thought there may have been a touch, but probably not a spot to challenge.
This is what makes this blue team so good. Look at the hustle from Kojima. It's the never say never die attitude from the blue side that's making them stay in the rally. Then they're forcing an error out of the purple swing.
Team Valentin-Anderson starting to build an overall edge on the match score. Here's Gray off the block. NBA turning it over, Abercrombie. Now Pinoy positioned well. Here's Kat Bell, has been quiet lately. We play on. Micah Hancock back in at the center position. And one of these times it's going to be called down. This time it was.
I mean, that point goes to Molly McCage's team, but come on with this defense. Have a look at this. This is why this blue side are so strong. 3 of the top 5 defenders all on the same team. These are the best defenders, the most digs in the league. One of them's, Pinoy on the purple side, but the other 3 all wearing blue.
McCage touches that one to the playing surface. Team Blue wanted a net call. NBA over asking our up official about that last call. I've not seen a challenge yet in this match from either captain. NBA attacks on 2, Micah Hancock. The other setter was waiting for it. Here's Natalia. Oh, look at that. Kojima underneath it. But they can't pay it off with a kill. And that's going to lead to a timeout here for Team Valentin-Anderson. Team McCage trying to claw back in this second set. And Natalia Valentin-Anderson is going to try to stunt this momentum with the timeout key.
Yeah, and they've done a good job of putting pressure on from the service line. You've seen a couple of errors going long. The blockers are doing their job, and that's why this is such a good defensive versus blocking matchup, because even though you're seeing these crazy digs on the blue side, they're struggling to find that offense beyond the wall that's in front of them on the purple side.
So what's the adjustment that you make?
Well, you've seen them put some tips down. Tips and rolls, some off-speed shots, not trying to do too much by going deep and going around the hands, but maybe just tipping, putting it just behind. I mean, we've seen 3 or 4 balls drop right behind the block on the purple side between 2 players, so that's been working. Keep going back to it.
And you can sense the pressure on both of these captains, because neither of these captains have earned a win. It's largely this 3rd week been dominated by Team Thompson, Team Cooper, who we will see later on tonight. One of these teams is going to pick up a win here tonight in this blue versus purple matchup.
And Molly's team looked so strong in that first set. They had all things firing. Now they're having to play catch up, so they put themselves in a difficult position. But I like this little comeback spurt that we're seeing.
Set to return to action. Plenty of points on the board. 40 points would go to each player on the winning team in this second set. Keep an eye on that match score. Here's Winters. That was that touch you were asking for. Bell pushing it for the back corner. Here's Thader. Kojima kept it up. And Winters goes into the tape. But can we just take a moment to appreciate what Manami Kojima has been doing for Blue over these last couple of rallies?
And I always talk about how offense wins, sells tickets, defense wins games. That's the expression, I think. You do use it in basketball. I'm tongue-tied over it, but it really is true in volleyball as well, is that she's keeping the ball alive for her team to go again.
I've heard defense wins championships, Key.
Yeah, what did I say?
Here's Winters, bounces it. You were talking about offense selling tickets and defense ultimately keeping you in these games.
And winning championships, correct.
So Winters coming out. It'll bring in Sarah Parsons to serve. Hancock. Natalia off the block. She'll swing again, this time Abercrombie forced to just punch it up. Vader looking for that back corner. Could not find the line. Right idea that time, though.
And Gray's on it, too. She was running that down. She took it to the line, and that's the important part as a defensive mindset. You don't just hope or wish that it's out. You get your feet to the line, and you watch it there.
Pass from Kojima. She can do it all. Here's Vader. This time finds the line. Love to see the creativity from Blue here on offense coming out of that last time out.
Yeah, and especially a middle who we know that she can swing hard, but that is, she knew it would have fallen in last time, so she goes for it again. I like that confidence.
Dixon. And that one goes into the net. 3-point edge in the overall match now for Team Valentin-Anderson. Team McCage, you don't want this separation to grow too distinct here in this second set if you want to give yourself a chance to come back in the third. Here's Bell off the block, and that'll be a kill. She was hot early on in this match, but has been a bit quiet lately.
Yeah, she's hitting at a negative 30% efficiency. She's been getting a few opportunities, only on 2 on 7, and that's been one of the question marks in terms of scoring possibilities on this purple side, and you see now Henry Thomas-Salara taking her place back on court.
As did Maddie Bug, but Betty De La Cruz Mejia going off the block of TTA.
Serving now number 27, Natalia.
I mentioned the 0-2 record for Team Valentin-Anderson. It is not for the lack of leads. They won the opening set against Team Cooper on the first night of this third week, but then were outscored 50-37. That's the first set here tonight, trying to do the same thing here to McCage is an ace from the captain NBA, plus 12 for that service ace. Such a crafty player.
Yeah, this is what we know she loves to do from the end line as well. She's getting her points because she's doing these extra things as a setter.
Kojima with another sparkler. TTA bounces it off the block. Chance here for Blue. Abercrombie. And Nazi with a nice dig. Temi Thomas-Ilara a lot in this set. As Betty De La Cruz Mejia continuing her big performance.
Team McCage.
8 kills for Betty De La Cruz Mejia, and set point upcoming here. And Valentin-Anderson leading Team McCage. We welcome you now courtside here in Madison, and Key, this has been a back and forth battle between these two teams. Right now, Team Valentin-Anderson's pulling ahead. If you're Team McCage, how do you flip the script here, or at least start to build some momentum into the third set?
Well, I think what McCage did so well was they were blocking really well in the first set, so they were really frustrating Nati Valentin-Anderson's side, but not allowing them to get points. Then you saw the change. So Nati's side starts with the tips and the rolls, and they're just figuring out ways to score that are not hard-driven balls into the block. And I think that change has been huge. They've adjusted to what they've seen in front of them, and they've made a better choices.
And if you're Team Valentin-Anderson right here, you want to get this over. You don't want to hemorrhage any points in order to give yourself the biggest lead heading into that third set that will ultimately decide things. 47-42 the overall match score. Team Valentin-Anderson trying to secure 40 points for each player on their team with a set victory. And it will not happen that time. A service error, -8 for NBA on the leaderboard. Natalia back behind the serve, and she goes in, dueling service errors on set point. And Team Valentin-Anderson taking the second set and building a 6-point edge in the overall score as we head to set number 3 here in Madison. Each player on Team Blue given 40 points for that victory in that second set. So we have got a match heading to the third set. It's blue versus purple. Both teams searching for their first win of the weekend. Right now it's Team Valentin-Anderson by a nose. A set apiece here in Madison, but Team Valentin-Anderson buoyed by a big performance in that second set right now, leading overall in this match 48-44, and they are led by their leader, Brittany Abercrombie. She was the returning champ from a year ago and is really starting to heat up here in week 3, Key.
Yes, 6 points already in that last set. This is somebody that they rely on to get a huge offensive output out of. And look, as an opposite, that's your role, right? You have a lot of junk balls in your direction. You got to find ways to score. And Nachi knows her better than anyone. They played together on the Puerto Rican national team. She knows how to get her firing, and she's been doing that all week long. Excellent performances. We talked about it, 18 and 16 points in the games leading up to this one. And I think that has a lot to do with her playing with Nachi and just feeling comfortable getting the ball that she wants. She needs a wide ball so she can go down the line when she chooses, but those off-speed shots have been working as well. She does a great job of shot selection.
8 kills tonight for Brittany Abercrombie. Had a quiet week 1 with her standards, under 4 kills per set, but has steadily increased that as we've gone on. And coming into tonight, 5.67 kills per set, and she's carried that over into this final match for these two teams here in week 3. Natalia Valentin-Anderson will serve for Team Blue, eyeing a win as a captain. She's one win in her last 5 matches as a captain, but in the driver's seat currently as Nati gets things going on the purple side.
I've been loving the balance we're seeing on the purple side tonight. A little bit less in that second set, but this is what we needed to see, is output from every single pin.
Blue's top pin, Abercrombie threw it across. Zilio-Pereira into the block. Serena Gray lurking. Said, not in my house.
That's Gray's first block of the night. But I thought that one just went straight into her wheelhouse. There was no chance she was losing that inside arm battle.
She had such a great ending to week 2 and has carried it over with her performance here in week 3. As Betty De La Cruz Mejia serves long, -12 on the service error, -8 rather. All these points, it can get a little confusing every once in a while, Key.
It sure does. That's why I leave all the numbers to you guys in that chair. And I just talk to volleyball.
There's Abercrombie. Tipped it tight angle, Maddie Bug sliding underneath. Here's Gray, right into the arms of Serena Gray, who's really making an impact here in this third set.
Yeah, we talked a lot about her offense from last night, but if you're a middle blocker, you have to deliver on both sides of the coin, offensively and defensively, and she's stepping up here in the third.
What was your favorite part of the game as a middle blocker?
Oh, it's got to be the block.
The big blocks?
It feels so good when you just shove those arms in front of someone who thinks they've got you, and they do not.
PTA nearly taking out our line judge. Easy call there, out. Team Valentin-Anderson building a 3-2 edge. They have a 51-45 edge overall in the match score. And wide once again. Purple was hoping for a touch. Have not been friendly to purple tonight.
Solid serve as well from Gray. She's putting a little bit of backspin on it, really putting some pressure on Alexa Gray on the other side.
There's Tori Dixon powering it through the block. That was an interesting point you made a couple moments ago about just the balance that we've seen from Team Purple, and that's been something that they were missing. But where it's interesting is now in a tight third set, at what point do you start to go to maybe some of your stars a little bit more?
Yeah, and I'd love to see the middle get involved as well. And the problem is balls like this have been falling over and over again, and the blockers have done their job, right? If Molly McCage is in the right position, the attackers cannot hit through her hands. All they can do is tip. The defenders have to be ready for that.
53-46, the overall match score at the moment. There's TTA trying to change that. Betty kept it alive. Free ball from Abercrombie. Pass from Pinoy, in system from McCage, could not finish. VA now looking to the other middle, Thader. And the block from Winters. She'll get the credit, but Thader doing such a nice job of shutting down the inside angle.
100%, and she had to move pin to pin on that. Look at that pickup from Nati. This is why the blue side keep themselves in, but Thader had to go from all the way on the right side to the left, and Winters just straight over with the arms.
Middles have to be pretty athletic out there. A lot of ground to cover.
They sure do.
Abercrombie. Bug out of the play. TTA off the down ball. NBA, look at her lay out and keep it alive. Winters. And a chance to reset if you're blue right here. They go to Thader. She finds hands. And that was an incredible play from the captain, leading to the point in that rally.
Nazi, are you kidding? Give him a chance to find the floor. She says absolutely not. She is literally covering the entire court. In such a small frame, she has so much speed.
Blue on a 6-1 run right now with Abercrombie back to serve. McCage. That one might have left a crater.
Yeah, that one was a little pent up as well, I feel like. Molly was waiting for her chance to have a rip. And as I mentioned, Purple need to find those middles a little bit more. They've got to keep the blue block disciplined.
You know the competitor in McCage has to be frustrated that she hasn't earned a win in the captain's chair this week. Going right back to her. 2 for 2. Molly McCage starting to heat up for Team Purple.
And keep in mind that she and Bug played together in Germany. They played a national team together growing up. If anyone's going to find her on that fast slide behind, the connection is already there between those two.
Valentin-Anderson still leading by 7 overall in the match. Here's Thader. Found an opening. Blue right now not trying to do too much. They're really taking what the defense is giving them.
Yeah, and it starts with that serve. You mentioned it. Abercrombie going on a bit of a run there, and she was pressuring the Purple side to do something, and their block in the blue jersey was set up really well. So it's all kind of trickles from that first contact.
Bug outside for Gray. Long run for NBA, lays out. It comes over, and the other center, Maddie Bug, taking advantage.
That one also put up on a platter for Bug, and you knew she was going to go for it in the offense. A setter loves a chance to have a little rip at it.
They don't get too many opportunities to swing at a good ball.
She doesn't get set by Nati very often.
Off the tape. Back outside, Betty, high off the block. TTA sliding underneath, could not keep it alive. Valentin-Anderson eyeing max points in this matchup. Valentin-Anderson, we mentioned, trying to keep that captain's jersey for a 3rd straight week, at least for the moment, has moved up into the top 4 with 1 match remaining later on this evening.
Yeah, well, a lot of the orange players bumped up after last night's performance, and if they can put pressure on the gold side, we could see some of them in the captain's chair.
Molly McCage to serve. First week ever in the captain's chair, and a service error extends the lead for Team Valentin-Anderson.
Number 27, Natalia Valentin-Anderson.
purple's in system. Go to Natalia. It's Abercrombie, too strong.
Not by much. I still like that swing out of Abercrombie. She's going high over the block and misses the end line by maybe a couple of centimeters.
Let's be honest, there's not many swings from Abercrombie we don't mind.
Yeah, that's fair.
They get it right back. Third time's the charm. The bug was there. And Thomas Ayalara. Down ball coming for Betty. And just long. We've seen quite a few that are very close on that back line in this third set.
And again, this is why the blue side started tipping and rolling and trying to get around the block, because it is such a solid block in the front court at purple that you have to find other ways than just swinging hard.
Team Valentin-Anderson starting to build some momentum. They came in with the big lead after a pretty dominant second set. This blue team, so much experience coming into tonight. That trio of Valentin-Anderson, De La Cruz, Mejia, and Abercrombie, a combined 140 games in the AU Pro Volleyball Championship circuit. You've got two former champions, De La Cruz, Mejia in 22. You've got Abercrombie last year, and a total of 5 top 3 finishes in the 5 years of this league.
Wow. Yeah, a lot of heat coming from these players.
And Betty serves into the net. Magic number for Valentin-Anderson will be 21. McCage needs to go on a run quickly. There's Natalia, short serve. Serena Gray will push it over. A chance for purple. This is Alexa Gray, and kept up once again by Kojima. Here's Abercrombie. And with that kill, now 10 on the evening for Brittany Abercrombie.
Have a look at this move from Nati. Moving all the way forward, gets that ball back inside for Abercrombie.
Here's Tori Dixon in system. Watch out, Key, it was coming your way.
Don't worry, I got hands. I still got it. I'll just block it.
That's what I was counting on. Because as you saw, my hands did not get up in time. This is Tori Dixon. Poor pass from Betty. It's an ace for Dixon. Sneaky good server.
Yeah, so flat with the ball as well. I think you think of float servers as not being aggressive, but the key to a good float serve is barely having any spin on it. She goes right on Betty's shoulders.
Now Abercrombie, that time found hands. Misspoke a moment ago, but now double-figure kills for Abercrombie with 10. She heads back behind the service line. She's one dig away from a double-double. She's had back-to-back double-doubles here in week 3. Last year's champion really starting to turn it on. Be interesting to see which team she ends up on next week. Here's Bug looking for McCage. And McCage says there has to be a touch. One was granted.
Yeah, if you yell loud enough, then the referee has to overturn
That's the key?
decision. Yeah, that's my understanding of it. I think it went straight through the hands of Thader.
VA's tight to the net, looking outside for Winters, who was off to such a great start. Nearly lost the joust with McCage. Winters again, return to sender. Kojima with a beautiful set, but Abercrombie left hanging right there as Gray and McCage team up for the block.
This is what Purple were doing so well in their first set. Just shutting down those hard-driven balls. Again, we talked about the Purple side being some of the best in the league. In terms of blocking specifically, have a look at this. 3 of the top blockers in the league, all in the purple jersey. So we just moments ago talked about the blue team being defensive now this is why this purple side are so good at the net. Molly, Tori, and Kat. Getting numbers up there.
And McCage, the favor return. That time it was Thader, and you get the sense for McCage that part of the reason you went to all the blockers was you knew you would be lacking a little bit of offense. But right now, it's Team Valentin-Anderson with a 15-14 edge in the third and a 6-point edge in the match.
Jordan Thompson's been tearing up the league.
Cooper's been so fun to watch. She is so high above the net. She almost gets up in the air, and there's almost a split second where she's just defying gravity.
Thompson, another delivery to her, and that's going to be another kill. She has exceeded 10 kills in all 8 matches this year. Sometimes there's no stopping what can't be stopped. And the captain doing captain kind of things.
Well, if you like big hitters, coming up later tonight at 9 Eastern on the ESPNU, Jordan Thompson and Reagan Cooper. Key, we talked about all the experience in this league, but it has been a couple of rookies that have risen to the top of the table here this season.
Yeah, I think rookie to this league, but absolutely not rookies to the world of volleyball. And we're talking about an Olympic gold medalist in Jordan Thompson, and Reagan Cooper, kind of an up-and-comer, but I really like her style of play. In fact, when you look at them side by side, they have very similar styles and how they get their kills. They're very high reaching, they're hitting over and around blocks. I mean, those are two of the most fun players to watch here at Athletes Unlimited.
And I think that was the perfect differentiation right there, because these are players that are very well known in the world of volleyball, but you know, having played in this league, this format is very different.
It certainly is, and it takes a very special kind of player to adapt quickly to it and prove why you are the top player. And Thompson's one of those players that we've just seen her be good night after night, and you have to have that consistency.
McCage with +8 there on the kill. Need to mount a comeback here late in this third set. Magic number for Team Valentin-Anderson to secure the win would be 21. They might have just gotten one there. They did, as Abercrombie delivers yet another kill. Such a unique format here at AU Pro Volleyball with the individual point elements of this as we get a look at the up-to-date leaderboard. Right now, Valentin-Anderson moving up. She'd love to secure some critical win points, not only in this set, but also in the overall match. Natalia. NBA looking for gray in the middle. An opening here for purple, and TTA runs right through the cracked open door.
Hey, it's open by just a crack, as you mentioned, but the purple side have to take advantage of it. This is their moment to get their first win on the board, like you mentioned, and they were down a couple of points in this set. Now they are right back in it with that beautiful line swing from TTA.
In to serve, Maddie Haynes. There's Betty off the block. Haynes, that one's over, joust at the net. And it will be 4 contacts on Team Purple. As Team Valentin-Anderson moves within 4 of securing the win here in week number 3. NVA back to serve. Team on the precipice of a hard-earned win. There's Natalia, though, spoiling the party there for a moment off the block as we are now joined by Emily Thader on the chair chat. And Emily, this was a tough start to the week for you guys. How big has it been for you guys to respond the way you have here in this third match of week 3?
I'm so proud of us. This league is tough. There's all-stars and Olympians every single night that you're playing against. So it's important to remember that there's got to be one winner and one loser every night. Sometimes you're on the losing side of things, and that's tough, but you know, what a joy and what an honor to be a part of something so fun and with so much talent. So I'm glad that we came from a place of just gratitude and positivity today, even though like it has been a hard week, you're not wrong. But yeah, look at the fight and the resilience from us. I'm just beaming. So, and again, this purple team is tough. And they're looking for the same thing we're looking for, right? Like to not end this week on a sour note. So yeah, like, you know, we're having fun with it.
Your team has been the defensive team that we've watched so far this week, and you and Gray as well, delivering 6 digs yourselves. As middles, now this is a hot take by me, but do you agree middles should get double points for defense?
A hot take? I think that is correct. I think we should get, I think that's correct. No, I love it. I think it's definitely part of our job. We have to be reliable on a second contact or a first contact dig. But no, I mean, yeah, like it's so rare that we get the chance to, and when we help out in that way, it's such a, I don't know, it's such a boost, and it gives me so much energy to know that like I'm helping in a way that maybe somebody wouldn't think I could help out, help out in. So yeah.
Well, Emily, thank you so much for your time. Get back into the huddle. Go win this game.
Yay! Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
I'm glad that she backed me up on that, because I talk all the time about how when middles get a defense, not only is it like the points that you get from that defense, but that extra energy when you get it from a middle. So look, we're gonna put it to a vote.
So are we adding a 4th category of points, energy points?
Just for middles, though.
Okay, I like that. I'm for it. Here's
Betty. Can get in on that too.
Abercrombie found hands, gets it right back. Bug was there. Benoit looking out for TTA. Purple with another chance. And this time it's a net call against De La Cruz Mejia. And don't look now, McCage back within 2 in the overall match. McCage trying to pull out a win on the river here in Madison. Abercrombie into the block. And Gray just forced to punch it over. Bug, here's Nazi. Kept up by Betty. Abercrombie off the block of Dixon. Looking for the former champion, and Betty pays it off with a big kill. Valentin-Anderson just 3 away from securing this match.
It feels as though the harder that Blues swing, the harder the ball comes back at them, and then it comes down to these more clever moments. So Betty's not trying to go full power there. She recognizes where the defense is lined up, and if the blockers are taking line there, so the defense comes in a little bit, she knows she's gonna have that corner wide open.
You're starting to feel the pressure a little bit if you're Team Blue as this one gets closer.
I mean, they just want that win so bad. You heard it from Thader. They are looking for their first win, and those points are so crucial if you haven't had a win yet this weekend.
Dixon picks up a big one. Could we see a golden set?
Ooh, that would be exciting.
66-64. If both teams were tied at the end of this 3rd set, we would play a golden set. There have only been 4 in AU Pro Volleyball history. Here's TTA. NVA underneath it. Here's Winters. Bug looking for Natalia, and Kojima slides in. Abercrombie. Dixon kept it alive. TTA sends it over. And this match is within 1 on the aggregate.
Purple are hanging their hat on their offensive play right now. We talked a lot about their block, but I'm loving the way they're turning those difficult plays into points.
Purple on a 7-2 run. NBA turns to Winters. Can't end the run. Abercrombie sent it back across. Winters again. Natalia lays out. You need this if you're Purple. They won't get it. Kept alive. Gray with the free ball. NBA turning to her best hitter, Abercrombie. Benoit was there. Gray into the block. Longest rally of this match. And here's TTA. Long run. And I came up with the volleyball.
That was you. That was for you to play it.
I know. I thought about it.
I always think when the ball's coming in your direction, just never try and grab it or play it, because you never know what arms and limbs could come out of nowhere, especially with this blue side. They are so quick.
I was just worried about Abercrombie diving across the table to keep that one alive.
Fair, safety first.
Timeout here for Valentin-Anderson, 66-66 here. Let's start with blue. You have to get to 21 to secure this here without forcing a golden set. How do you get there, Key?
Well, they've been doing such a great job of keeping the ball off the floor. They can continue in that way because we know that's their specialty. So I'd love to see them go back to some of those tips and rolls that were working. We've seen when they go hard driven, the purple block is in their face and it's coming back their way. So maybe a couple more right behind the block. Those long ones from Betty as well were working. So I think just focusing on how they score those points in a different way.
Now, if you're Team McCage, you've come from behind in this third set. How do you finish the deal?
Yeah, it's been an energy set for the McCage side, and I like that we've been seeing offense from different areas. I also loved when Bug was getting her middle involved, specifically Molly McCage, but now Tori Dixon as well. So if they get that pass in and they have a chance, run that zone of the net, because now the blockers of blue are really camped out on Gray and on Temi Thomas-Ilara on the other side, as well as Natalia from the back. Don't forget using her.
Purple's been really balanced. 5 players with more than 4 kills in this match. NBA turns to Abercrombie. Off the block. And Valentin-Anderson has a 1-point edge, needing to get to 21 to secure this match and pay off all the work they did early on in the evening. This is Serena Gray back to serve. Bug. And Temi Thomas-Ilara taking us to set point here in the third. Team McCage can convert. They would pick up the overall win and secure not only set points, but the 60 points for winning. Here's Winters into the block. Blue still with a chance. Tight to the net. And there were plenty of bodies into the net. It's going to be called against Blue. And Team McCage just picked up the win in the most improbable of ways. And hold on, Key, we might see our first captain's challenge. Looked like NBA made the signal. You can't take them with you into week 4, so you might as well use it here.
There was a lot going on in that play. There were a few bodies that I thought could have been called in the net. If anything, even if there's a touch at the same time, it could be called a replay, so definitely worth it.
After review, the challenge of no net fall is unsuccessful. Ball to the purple side.
And so there it is. Team McCage, led by Molly McCage. Her and Betty De La Cruz have played the most matches in AU Pro Volleyball history. Until this week, Molly McCage had never sat in the captain's chair. And on the final match of her time in the captain's chair, she picks up her first win. Team McCage securing 60 points to each player. And they're smiling here in Madison. A come-from-behind win as Team McCage picks up a big win here in Madison.
Coming down the block, it's your girl Kay. We on the court right now, about to do that.
Yep. One. Oh, shit. Yes! So good, Nati. Yes. Good job. Dang. Yes, yes, yes. Yes! So good, Lex. Nice pass. Good job. Woo. Yes.
And it was all smiles on Team Purple as they pick up a big win here, coming from behind. Backs against the wall. They win at 68-67 on the overall match score. You get the set victory in set 3 and the match scores. And it was Alexa Gray who stepped up in a huge way tonight for Team Purple. Finishing the evening with 6 kills and 5 digs. She just had the answer every time against this very stout blue defense. Alexa Gray really putting together a nice performance here over the last 2 matches of week number 3. So Alexa Gray carries Purple to victory, and she is standing by with one Key Michael.
Alexa, the first victory for the Purple side. What was different here tonight?
I think just our fire. Like, we knew this was our last opportunity together, and we didn't want to go out the last weekend with 3 losses. So I think that kind of lit a fire under us. And yeah, I'm happy that we got the win.
I feel like you coming in as well, I know you're not 100%, but you added that little bit of balance for your team. Did it feel like that way to you as well?
Yeah, I just wanted to come in and be consistent, help passing a little bit, get our setter in system so she could run our middles. Yeah, I'm happy I could help and like be healthy enough to be on the court.
Is there anything that you're going to take from this week into the next week? I know obviously you're going to be on a different team, but what were the special pieces from this week?
I think just sticking together. Like we did have two little more rough games, the first two, but then we came back like nothing happened, and we started this game pretty strong, and we finished strong also just to get the win. It was really nice.
And final thought, Molly McCage as a captain, what were the vibes in the team with her?
Yeah, super positive. She told us she drafted this team to have depth and to have a lot of options, which I think we showed. People came in and did their job, and we were able to show different things on the court when we were struggling. So I think, yeah, she was positive, always energetic. I feel like she's the light on our team.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the win, and I hope you'll have many more victories next week as well. Noah, back to you.
Well, what a great way to start this Sunday doubleheader. Team Purple, all smiles, coming out on top of Team Blue as we get a look at the updated leaderboard. Jordan Thompson and Reagan Cooper continuing to pace the field, but Natalia moving up into third. Natalia Valentin-Anderson into fourth. This does include the win points from this past match. It is yet to include the MVP points that will be voted on a little bit later, but a lot of yellow and orange on the leaderboard. They will be playing in our next match, but Team Purple picking up a much-needed victory here tonight. Molly McCage, for the first time in her career, has a win in the captain's chair. So Team McCage taking down Team Valentin-Anderson 68-67 in come-from-behind fashion. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Volleyball Championship continues tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU as Team Cooper takes on Team Thompson. For Key Michael and our entire crew, I'm Noah Frary. Thanks for watching.